Hello there, welcome to Team Fortress TV. Finally, tonight we do have the game Meat Market against Mad Luxurious coming up for you. I'm Sideshow, joining me is TheFragile with Mathsad on production. You've been seeing a lot of Mathsad's production if you've been sat here waiting for the game to begin, but that's exactly what me and TheFragile have been doing as well. I hope it lives up to the wait, TheFragile.
Yeah, it's been quite the wait. I'm missing the Stephen Colbert late night show thing for this, and despite this massive delay, I think we'll finally get this underway.
Yeah, this could be some kind of record. 70-minute delay for an ESEA match. I don't think I've witnessed a longer delay unless you count rescheduling the game to a different week or something like that. But yeah, this is our first game of ESEA's Season 20 invite as well. So it's a momentous occasion. The guys were kind of desperate not to screw up the whole cast. They really didn't want to reschedule it and leave you guys without a game to watch. So nice guys there from Mad Luxurious and a Meat Market, not to leave the viewers without anything for tonight, but how do you think the game itself is going to go?
Um, I I don't know because I mean a lot of people on Saloon and just in general believe that Meat Market are gonna win, and I mean even I talked to some of the guys from Mad Luxurious just a moment ago, and they're like, "Man, with this entire delay, I hope we don't get rolled." So if they said something like that, I don't know if they have the utmost confidence, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, these two teams faced off in the IM playoffs in last season, ESEA season 19. Meat Market got the better end of it that time, finishing higher. I think they finished second or something. Mad Luxurious, maybe somewhere around fourth. I don't know. I don't really know too much about either of these two teams. All I know is that Meat Market did better than them in IM and are looking to do better than them again in this season. But both of these teams have had a bit of a shake-up with the rosters as well, and we've got a ringer in, well, not a ringer, a backup, I guess, in the form of Gliss for Mad Luxurious because what happened to Yoshi? He was having an argument with his parents or something and hasn't been able to turn up.
Something like that. I don't know if I don't know. That's just what I've read. I don't know if it's true.
I hope
I
it
don't.
is.
And
That's
if
fantastic.
it is funny, I don't know if Yash would want to. If that is true, I don't know if Yash would want other people to know. But I guess it's just too bad at this point, and cat's out of the bag.
Yeah,
But
I busted out there. I apologize to Yosh. So yeah, the game will be going live fairly shortly. We're on Granary Pro as well. That's a new one for both of these teams, I would imagine. Hopefully they won't get lost out of the respawn as I did a few times the first time I played the map, but you guys played it at I-55 as well. So for any American viewers that perhaps haven't seen this map played, seeing as it is new to season 20, what are the key differences, Frejo?
um, I mean, something that's like some of the very obvious things right off the bat is it's just the mids. There's a lot more space on mid, specifically in the side lanes. Like there's just a lot more movement. Overall, just throughout the entire map, it's just a lot more bright. Like it's just not quite as dark and gloomy as the stock granary. Second point is mostly the same, more or less. There could be a few small subtle differences that I can't really notice at this very moment. But last, the last capture point is like in the middle of last instead of towards the back. And there's a few other small like there's a change with the pipe on last as well. But I think that the biggest change is that mid's quite or mid is a lot bigger, a lot more spacious, and yeah, just brighter. I don't know. And and the big thing is the some of the forward spawns, and by some I mean I think the only forward spawn for when the attacking team has the opposing team's second point, the forward spawn is not nearly as close, and I really like that change. I always thought the that forward spawn was way too close. So I am a big fan of this version of Granary.
Yeah, I think it flows a lot better as a map as well, and I agree the change to the respawn makes it a lot easier to push out from last, which was always a huge problem on Granary,
Yeah.
because once you're actually in a position where you're pushing out and trying to get onto the second point and recap it, you're literally standing in a choke point whilst on a cap point, and it's very easy to defend, especially if they have those forward spawns. But we are going to go live with our first game of ESEA Season 20. It's Mad Luxurious in blue against Meat Market in red. They're off to their first mid here, and this is going to be deciding where the pecking order is in the middle or lower end of Invite. Neither of these two teams really going to be contesting the top, we think, but these two teams are going to want to really put out a dominant performance and prove they are worth a place. Let's have a look at the first mid, Fragile.
Yeah, this mid right now, it's looking relatively even right now. Gustav and Rigel go down very early, and this is already looking really bad for, I guess I'll just call him MLX just because Mad Luxurious is just a lot insane. But yeah, Mad Luxurious already getting out of this mid, and thankfully, one of the huge things about losing a Granary mid is getting your medic out and not wiping. That's exactly what they did. So it's pretty bad, but not the end of the world for Mad Luxurious right now.
Yeah, they're choosing actually not to put up a defense here on second. They do have their Uber, or would have it, in order to trade the Ubers around that second point, but instead just dropping back, making sure that they get their respawns. Bliss, with a really late respawn there actually, is only just going to be back up now, but is going to be in this Uber fight. They've got that heavy on the defense as well, so now for Meat Market it just becomes a situation of either sacking somebody in, maybe going for a force, or running a sniper off class, something like that. It is slightly easier for Mad Luxurious to spam and maybe get an aggressive play onto second compared to the normal Granary, the Val Granary, but it's going to be Meat Market on the left hand side trying to make something happen.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I'm not really sure what Meat Market are planning to do right at this very second. I don't really see what they're, I mean, they still have, they didn't have anyone go back to, all the way back to last, though we do have a few suicides coming in here. And yeah, there was not a force coming out or anything. Not yet, nope. Wow, they did 3 there, so it looks like Mad Luxurious might be able to retake this unless, never mind.
That's insane! That forward sticky trap there from Pamphlet catches the medic of Lucrative, and that's almost going to be a full wipe here as well from MLX. They had such a good position and a great idea. Oh, the flank from Denver is going to take down... Oh my word, the flanking heavy from Z. That's insane, but they're still going to be able to push into this last. The spawns aren't going to come up. Oh no, they are! The spawns are just about to arrive, and MLX should actually be able to defend this. Slamberg in really deep there, actually finding Kristev, and they're just going to run onto the point as well. Cheesy grabbing that point, the positioning of the point, allowing him just to play that when MLX were really far back waiting for their spawners to come in, but that was an insane series of plays at the end.
Yeah, with both of the medics going down like that, that was kind of weird to watch, but I mean, it goes to Meat Market.
Did he drop to a heavy?
I think he did, because I don't think there was
That's
ever a pop.
unbelievable.
Yeah. So it was a double drop right there. It's pretty insane.
That's crazy stuff. Okay, second mid as well, and Rigel's getting behind it into their ramp crew. And Havla's taking a lot of damage. Don't like that. Full damage here, actually. No, 9 HP and still not getting taken out. There he goes, the Devilman for Meat Market down, but they've lost 3 in the process, and Lucrative's still quite weak as well. Both of the medics hanging around about 70 HP. Looking a little tentative for the position, all in favour of Meat Market, and here comes Sesko on the flank as well. He's seen them, going to be trying to delay them for as long as possible, but Gliss there, really nice shutting down Sesko, allowing his Devilman and medic a lot of free room here in the yard, and we're just going to see another little pause of the play. No, Gliss has decided to take things into his own hands. He's blocking the mid fight, making a lot of room for his team. I'm going to see if he can get the force out of Obi as well. He does. Great play by Gliss.
Oh man, that was an incredible play by Gliss. He caught out Sesko trying to get his own team's medic, and then he goes back in mid, delays mid a little bit, and then gets the other team to pop. That was absolutely insane. And now MLX is coming in with an Uber, and they're almost certainly going to be able to retake this mid here. I mean, they do have, Slamberg goes down, trying to contest. But yeah, MLX are going to be able to take this, and it looks like Meat Market are trying to contest, but they don't have numbers, and this is not really looking that great. They do get an even trade. However, MLX do come out with the mid retake here.
They're grabbing control of the mid, and with a player down from them, feel like Meat Market are itching to go in, but their Roma still isn't quite in the fight yet, and their Uber charge isn't up. They don't really have an advantage at all either. Both of the Ubers fairly even. The choke point has been widened on the right hand side, so it's slightly easier to try and push in some heal players there, get a pick, something like that. Pipes are raining down, but I think Slamberg and Cheesy are going to be able to get in there. And as they jump forward now, they're absolutely TheFragile and get the frag on the glitz. The Uber is pumped, but the counter out of Lucas is going to be coming fairly shortly, and those 2 picks are just all they need there, as long as Phelon doesn't do some insane work. Does find the med.
I mean, so they had, like, it was pretty much even numbers. I think it might have still been Felon that was coming in to mid, or someone from MLX, but they sacrificed 2 people to get a pop, and those 2 people died, so it was a 6v4 Uber v Uber, which is not good, and Meat Market took that for free, pretty convincingly, but now they're coming back in, but a debt that takes out 2 people from MLX, and now this is just looking awful.
Dance Number is absolutely tearing them apart though. If he manages to get this frag as well, oh my god, Dance Number just comes in and gets just 3 frags instantly, just hitting every single shot there, pounding 100 damage shots into everyone he met, and just ruined Meat Mark's chance. Munches a rocket there at the end from Blank, but they are going to be able to pick up mid there. But yeah, I agree that Uber situation didn't work out at all for them, but they just ran straight back in and just prepared to skill it.
I mean, that still shouldn't have worked. That only worked because Dance Number went nuts, and unfortunately, Obi goes down. So now, Meat Market pretty much are in a position where they need to get the med or get out, or just make some crazy plays right now, but they are just melting slowly. And I think Lucrative might live here. Oh, yes, he does, just barely. Lucrative is running Needles here, which I would say out of every map, running Needles on Granary is totally fine. And I don't know, that might have helped him out more than the arrows did right there. So Lucrative still lives, Obi goes down, and this is actually looking pretty good for MLX here.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take control of the second respawn from Pamphlet. Going to be 10 seconds away as well, so in my opinion they have a bit of an opportunity to get in here when their Uber's up in just a few seconds. They should be going fairly quickly and try and abuse the fact that there aren't going to be any stickies on the forward doors and no stickies on the point either, but the Devilman of Pamphlet is now just coming up. Cheesy Sentry's going to get taken down instantly, I imagine, and they have an opportunity to pressure the back and play the point, but the Meat Market are going to be trying to defend here on this left hand side. They've managed to pick up 2 frags, but 3 in fact onto MLX, swarming all around the point. The Demodan as well, that's a full wipe there. It looked like there was an opportunity. I feel like if they'd driven forward with 1 more player and had a scout on the point, they might have just been able to take the cap time there.
Yeah, the biggest issue with that Uber right there is they came in from primarily one side, and Meat Market just went to the other side and just waited for the Uber to go out. And by the time it was totally out, MLX just went, or Meat Market just went right back on them and just mulched them. So now, what was looking to be a very promising round for MLX is looking pretty bad now, with Obi having full Uber advantage and Lucrative only at 32% right now. So, and now here we have a pop going off. MLX are down 2 players already. They really need to get Lucrative out here, and they will, however, at the cost of the second point. However, we do have a back cap going on. It doesn't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, that scout miles out of position as well, and he's not going to be there to defend the last. They're going to get in here before Lucrative has his Uber, sorry. And he's on 26 health, but it doesn't even matter. They just play the point instantly. Interestingly, it's Broking there, Slamberg, isn't it? Just a different name on ESEA, am I right?
Oh,
I think, Broking.
I think so, yeah. I didn't really question it.
Broking is playing Roma for them, but he's roaming with the shotgun, and so, Blank has the shotgun. No, sorry, he's just switched now to gunboats, but he did have the shotgun for that previous round. So interesting there. He's just swapping things up, mixing and matching. It's a good map for it, Granary. It's a pretty soldier-heavy map if you want to do that. Fragile bombing it, but instantly done out by the hit scan. Phelon as well, trying to come in. Fragile's the first casualty. Phelon does as well. Everyone from MLX just crumbling there. A full wipe within a few seconds. That's a very, very quick mid, and their medic does not survive.
That is just honestly just what I considers the typical Granary mid, and it's mostly just because of the map. It's a map that's so hard to get out on, just for just about any player, especially your medic. And I mean, every single player from Mad Luxurious goes down, and Meat Market's medic, Obi, lives, and this should be a pretty free roll in the last right now, barring any kind of a miracle drop, so...
I'm surprised they didn't go straight away, to be honest. I mean, with the players just about to respawn, the respawn times have been changed ever so slightly so that they're a bit quicker once you wipe from mid. But even so, they could have just stacked a scout on second there and not allowed this defense to be built up, because there's an engineer attempting to be built there by Danson, but the Uber has come in from the top. It's 2 soldiers, and Blank doesn't realize that there's a sentry there. I think it just gets eaten by that level 2 sentry and a little bit of extra spam, and I think they're going to be able to hold this as well. Lucative has his Uber in about 10 seconds time. They're still trying to spam from the left hand side, but Meat Market are just unwilling to give up the ground. They are staying in for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, it took them so long to get that gun down, and now a very late pop, well, I guess Lucrative was really here, but very late pop comes out from Lucrative, and I think they'll be able to retake the point now, which is looking, I don't actually know, because Meat Market's actually spamming this hard, and 2 go down, and now it's everyone from MLX is just bleeding, and this has to be around for Meat Market here.
Absolutely, they completely failed that second push last time as well, but this time the Uber was just too bad from Lucrative. I think it was a real overextension to try and use that Uber that they popped whilst defending last all the way in when it's when you're in a 6v6 situation. Oh, the respawn's just coming in just in time! Oh my god, Dance Number and Phelon just respawning in time to maybe save this. Phelon and Rigel now the double soldier defense against Cheesy. Cheesy's gonna back his medic out of there, I think. Realizes the other spawners are at risk of coming up, but I thought that was a round completely in the bag, but they just weren't able to capitalize on the Franks quick enough.
Yeah, I thought that was just going to be like one of the easiest pushes for them possible, but the spawns come in for Mad Luxurious just at the perfect time to defend that, and they are not, I mean, MLX pops here, I don't know if they were intentionally trying to get the force. I guess they must have been at the cost of 3 players, and that was a very nice shot from Dance Number. And 4 go down, so I mean, they're going to retake this for free, and they will be able to hold yard at the very least. I don't think they'll be able to retake mid.
No, I think actually they're going to get pushed into as well, because with the Uber up on Obi, it looks like he wants to push. It looks like he wants to solo Blanket, actually. That's going to be a really optimistic Uber. I think the entirety of MLX could have been caught there. Rigel's actually definitely caught out there. They have a scout Uber now, which will make things slightly better, but they didn't quite catch Lucrative. If they could have flooded a few more players in, perhaps if they'd just waited, they had a gigantic Uber advantage. Nice shot by Felon there onto Blank. Big air shot in the yard to take the pocket soldier from Meat Market out. But yeah, Obi had a really big advantage. It was something like 80% advantage.
Yeah.
And it just chooses to use it when they don't have the respawners up.
Yeah, that's honestly a pretty big mistake. It's something that you need to be more mindful of. Like, whenever you have such a big advantage, you're usually like, you might be tempted to be like extremely like pushed to actually go on to the other team immediately, but you really need to wait for your numbers, and that's exactly why that Uber was pretty bad. And MLX did pop in the mid to take the mid here, but looks like Ubi is going to have quite the advantage. So while MLX will get this mid, I think, no, they do not have the manpower to do it. So all of that was kind of a waste, and unfortunately they're going to be pushed back to their yard while Meat Market have full advantage coming in right now.
And this looks like much better Uber charge for them. They're going to be able to catch Gustav out, and if they can get another frag in this as well, they're going to be able to chase onto them. If they just pressure them out here from second, they'll put themselves in a good position to maybe force Lucrative on last. It's a little more difficult pushing out from there than it is yard. It looks like they're just going to go dry straight from the left-hand side. Only a few seconds till Lucrative gets the Uber though, and they're just going to play the point cheesy. Again, playing for the cap time, and they force it out of them just based on that. Sesko and Blank are going to go back to second. But there's definitely an opportunity to repush as well. With that 50% Uber advantage, they're not even going to wait for it, I don't think. They're just going to try and flood it. They know that they've got the cap time here. Rigel and Felon already down. That's a lot of spam power disappeared. Sesko put so much time on the point. There we go, 3-0 in a matter of minutes. Fragile.
Wow, yeah. I mean, there were so many opportunities where Mad Luxurious had, you know, a few good pushes. There were a few times where they probably should have had the round, specifically that one time where they had full advantage going into last, and things just did not work out for them. It just ended up being a bad push, bad Ubers, people dying at the wrong times.
Yeah, there were quite a few times in between mid and yard, and in between yard and second, where they're trading Ubers without really getting much done. So one team has an advantage, they push in, it doesn't work out. That gives the other team an advantage, they push in, it doesn't work out. It just seems like Meat Market are getting the better end of it more times than Mad Luxurious are. Not to say they're not making mistakes. There are a lot of Ubers that aren't working out for them as well, and lots of opportunities for Mad Luxurious to capitalise on those mistakes, but it seems Meat Market really getting the better end of they're playing a numbers game. You know, if we have 5 Uber charges, at least one of them will go right.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like, neither team is playing necessarily well with some of their pushes, but I mean, it's more often than not, it's working out for Meat Market more than it is for Mad Luxurious right now, and I mean, Meat Market are definitely playing the numbers game a little bit more, minus that one time where like it was 4v6 or something, or 3v6, and or whatever it was. It was something where Meat Market should have waited a little bit longer for their spawns, and they didn't, and they ended up having a really bad Uber. But I mean, this is, I don't know. I mean, the mids so far have been okay. I think 2 of them were close, and one of them, Mad Luxurious just got destroyed. So, and again, out of all maps, this is the map that you don't want to lose mid on, because it is so much harder to defend and just do any kind of miracle play. Also, just because it's just so hard to get all of your teammates out alive if the mid's going bad, which I will say, other than the mid where they just got wiped immediately, Mad Luxurious are doing a really good job of getting Lucrative and the remaining members out. So even if they're not being able to win these mids, if they at least do that at the very minimum, they'll still give themselves a chance to stay in the game.
Absolutely. Well, we have gone live with our second half. It's Mad Luxurious against the Meat Market, and at the moment Meat Market up at 3-0. So let's have a look at this demo exchange as well. Bit of damage going on to both of them choosing that top upper entrance. Gliss gets knocked off the high ground, and a bomb in from Rigel knocks Pamphlet really weak, but manages to grab the health kit. The damage on the right hand side, but it's Sesko that's come in, and Cheesy grabbed another frag as well. 3 so far. Cheesy with another one, and can they contain this guy? Goodness me. Cheesy and Sesko going absolutely massive on that mid. I think they got all 5 frags between them.
Yeah, they just went absolutely nuts on that mid, and I don't know, it's really disheartening when, I mean, Mad Luxurious have tried out a bunch of different mids now, and if I remember right, I don't think a single one of them have worked, unfortunately, and it looks like, yeah, the pop comes out from Meat Market right now, and Medic is gonna go down, and this is looking really bad for Mad Luxurious right now. However, they're God, I'm getting so confused with the colors. Mad Luxurious are dropping, and this is looking like it's going to be a round for Meat Market, unless a miracle happens, and I don't think... Oh, is there a pause?
Is that the miracle pause that we've been waiting for? Yeah, we love delays here at TeamFortress.tv, but no, I don't know what this is about. It's probably some kind of technical issue, but yeah, this round is in the dust.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way. Like, there's 3 Meat Market players, like, surrounding the Mad Luxurious point, and it's just one Mad Luxurious player just sitting in 2 right now. So this round, as far as... unless, again, these miracle plays were, like, 3 of them disconnected, looks like it's going to be 4-0 Meat Market.
It almost looked like they... we're going to be able to defend that as well, because the rest of the Meat Market flood out. They managed to get the pick on Obi as well, but they just overextended a little bit trying to chase them out. Maybe they should have been perhaps a bit more content with just pushing them out. I mean, the frag on the medic there is actually crucial, because they had dropped theirs, and if you allow Obi to stay up, they just get rehealed and they just repush before you respawn so you can come in. But they kind of bled a few too many players, and Cheesy as well, picking up a good few frags on that re-push back into last. The guy's just an animal at the moment. He's going wild, and Mad Luxurious really need to contain the scouts, particularly on mid. And I mean, Granary isn't particularly known as a mid that's great for scouts, but if you get them on the high ground and if you get the initial deny on a soldier, they can go crazy. How do you deal with like the scouts just tearing you apart on a Granary mid?
I mean, as you said, that's not something that typically happens. Like it's usually, oh, we're going back live here, and there's not really too much to say. But as you were saying, there's not really too much, like too often where that happens, where scouts just like completely open up a mid and just do all the work. It's usually the soldiers creating space and going for big bombs to get a lot of splash damage in. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's honestly. Soldiers complement a lot of that work, so you can't completely just say, oh yeah, that was totally cheesy MacGyver. I mean, it was definitely good credit to him, but you gotta look at Meat Market Soldier as well.
And if we have a look at them now as well, Blank and Broking setting up on that right hand side. A bomb in for Blank gets quite a bit of damage on the field on, but Pamphlet's been utterly destroyed there by Dance Number as well. Cheesy really weakened out of the fight, but Dance Number taking a pipe. Bomb from Broking's going to put a lucrative, and Dance Number really weak there. Everybody from Mad Luxurious really quite low, but with Cheesy being shut down, there's absolutely no cleanup potential there, and that's a full wipe from Meat Market. That's a really nice reply.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time, but unfortunately, it's when they're down 4-0. So, I mean, unless they, I mean, I'm not going to say that they didn't figure out something interesting that can possibly get them some more rounds and possibly even the game, but we'll see.
They're going to be setting up, and here comes Eva on the right-hand side. Gliss takes it at the beginning, and there's Pamphlet down, so no sticks on the point, but Gliss has taken so much damage there from that sentry. They just stack the point. There we go, 4-1. As you say, it may be too little too late. They are within one round of getting beaten here on Granary Pro, but if they can come out with some more middles like they just did, then it's going to work out beautifully for them. Let's see whether they can pull another Wonder mid out of the bag. They need another wipe here.
Yeah, I'm expecting Mad Luxurious to do the exact same mid where their medic goes in front of the enemy garage, and we'll see if that happens just in a second. Dance Number aggressive on the catwalk right now. I don't think he's been called. I don't think anyone knows. Oh.
What? Oh, this must be where they paused,
yeah.
Right. So they dropped their soldier, they dropped Broken from the server, and so they just opting to hold yard. So I was really confused there as well. I was gearing myself up for a sick mid fight, and really that kind of hurts Mad Luxurious more because the pressure's on them to really make something happen here. That's really nice play actually from Rigel Feelon, just distracting everybody so that the scouts can go in and get the pick there onto Blank and really pressure everybody backwards. They managed to get Cheesy as well. This is going to be a much better Uber trade, and looking just now back into the game. They really took advantage of the fact that they could open it up with slightly less spamming, and the Ubers have been traded. Lucrative's taken so much damage there from something. I don't even know what that was. A stray rocket, perhaps? Incredibly weak.
Yeah, I think he accidentally sat on like 2 stickies that were not very visible to him, and the lucrative pamphlet like did a blind dead and just got down to 10 health. So had he known, then he could have got a quick follow-up on Lucrative, but Lucrative still lives here, and Ubers are relatively even. In fact, they might as well be pretty much as even as possible right now. Mad Luxurious, excuse me, Meat Market, we're trying to hold yard, but not anymore. They're falling back into 2 to deal with someone from behind. However, they're still going to just be held back here, and I think this is just going to be a bit of a stalemate. Oh, except for that Obi goes down. Interesting, so it looks like Mad Luxurious are going to be pushing in here. Uber comes out, and I don't see Meat Market doing anything here. They're just going to be backing up, unless they're going to try to make some miraculous play on 2 here, but it's not really going to happen. The only positive thing about this is that Ubers are going to be even now, and it'll be a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, they do have a slight advantage down on Lucrative, but it's really difficult to use something like that on a map like Granary, where the last is really quite big. It's difficult to get right into the medic's face and focus him down before he gets the opposing Uber up. But they're just going to be set up. They are opting actually to run Gliss on the sniper, so he's going to be sniping probably from top or open one of the doors. Yeah, he is opting to go top. Blank's going to be the person trying to shut that down, just peeking in, using a lot of the room that's being given to him. There are stickies on that door as well. He's spotted Gliss. Gliss goes down to 8 HP there, and the counter snipe is up from Sesko as well. If he tries to peek this left-hand side door from Gliss's perspective, he's going to receive a nice tasty headshot. Oh, Sesko saw somebody there, and the return frag. Wow, that was quick. Gliss just instantly steps around the corner and domes him. Not a speck of mercy there. And is this going to be... yeah, it is. The Ubers traded on the left-hand side, but the Ubers are going to be fairly equal. It looks like Phelan really wants to push this one, but he's going to have to back up. It's actually Roking that's managed to get behind and pick off Gliss. Blank's managed to find a frag as well, but at the end of the Uber fight, it's still just 4v4.
4v4 with a level 2 or level 3. I think it's a level 3 sentry in the back, which is pretty much means that Mad Luxurious are not going to go anywhere. Because even though they could have possibly, maybe done a non-v-non Uber push there, the gun is going to make it just not a thing at all. So we're back to square one here with relatively even Ubers, and it looks like Meat Market are, yeah, they're really trying to aggressively retake 2 here, and they might be able to do it. Tampa is touch capping the point just a little bit, and because Gliss is down, they might be able to do this. Yeah, it looks like they will. So for a round that was looking pretty bad for Meat Market to begin with, isn't so bad right now. However, do they know that Dance Number is sitting in left yard on top of the hut? It's just miniguns spinning away.
Yeah, and they've popped their Uber off already, so they have nothing to deal with this. Oh, he's actually just going to jump into it. What is that pop coming out from Lucrative? I have no idea why they used their Uber in that situation. There was no threat that Dance Number was going to go down. I guess they're still going to be able to hold yard, even so. They're actually opting to go all the way back. I'm not quite sure what the decision-making process was there, but they do know that they have a new disadvantage, but Kobe's not going to have it up for quite a while, and Dance Number down because he was stuck on a low ground without any support from the rest of his team. Too slow to get out of that situation. They do get the return frag, but Lucrative is so weak. Actually jumps off the crate and dies of fall damage. Lucrative drops off the crate with 14 health and dies of fall damage. Goodness me, that's the med down from Mad Luxurious, and it's going to be a full Uber advantage for Obi and Meat Market.
Man, I feel like there are so many opportunities, and by that I mean so many missed opportunities for Mad Luxurious this entire game. It's really a shame, and I mean they do get the force out here from Meat Market, but I mean there was that questionable pop from Lucrative when you had a heavy spinning up, which is pretty much the best class to protect a medic in that exact scenario from a bombing soldier. And again, just tons and tons of missed opportunities right now, and Mad Luxurious are backed up into their second point, now forced to retreat from yard, and this is just, can't say it's looking good at all right now.
Yeah, they're going to be moving over onto the point, trying to pressure. Lucrative's actually got an overcharge advantage, but nothing that they're going to use, I don't think. It's about a 10, maybe 12%. Dance Number making his way on the left-hand side, and they're looking like they want to push out here. They really want to make the most of this, actually. They know that they had a tiny one, but they may have misjudged it slightly there. Perhaps they were expecting to take that in with the Uber trade, but Rival's going to go deep behind. Instantly gets picked. Dance Number really wants to pressure this one forwards, even though they've lost a few players. But this is just going to be a slaughtering yard, I think. Mad Luxurious with no position. They've attempted to get some return fracks as well. They're really nice rockets there from Phelan, taking down Cheesy with a direct and then a finisher. And he might be able to do something here. If he can manage to get onto Obi, he'll have completely turned this fight for Mad Luxurious. But no, he's just going to back off. The positioning from Meat Market as well, really passive. Going to go all the way back to that mid, and they just weren't able to get there in the end. They've managed to engineer themselves a huge Uber advantage, so I'm sure they'll be able to use that, and they'll attempt to pick up second off the back of it. But Rigel's coming through the drop down. Oh, what's he up to? Oh, he's just sat there.
Waiting for the med, but I don't think he realized the med has already passed. So yeah, he's going for a play. probably not going to work. He's just going to get a pick on blank, which is certainly not bad at all. And he's now going to contest the second point. He's getting melted. He goes down. And this is probably GG. I mean, Obi, well, no. I guess Obi went down at some point that I just didn't see, but...
No, they just used their Uber. They used their Uber into second. But Lucative's getting pressured. 96, 17 HP, 13 HP on 96%. He needs to meet with somebody. Oh, just got it there in the nick of time. 99% and just connected with somebody. Pamphlet and the Roman Soldier have gone down here for Meat Market. Roma and Demo down. Gives them an opportunity to push in. There's going to be a lot less spam. But Obi's going to be up on that Uber, and this could be curtains for them. This is a real opportunity for them to push. If they get baked into a bad push here as well, this is really deadly. Bliss goes down, and Dance Number was on 15 health. The Uber is popping. It's really far back, actually, but they're going to be driving it forwards hard with Cheesy and Black, attempting to pressure everybody down. There's a heavy on the field as well here. It looks like Meat Market may have overextended a little bit with that Uber charge. 4v3, it's still possible for them to get it done here. No, with only the Roma and Scout left alive, they're just going to be backing off to those spawners, and Lucative's going to have an Uber to push out with. Are they going to play for a back cap?
The control point is being captured.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like they're going to be able to take this right now. Yeah, they got it. But are they actually going to be able to hold it is the actual question here. I mean, we've seen this many times before tonight where Mad Luxurious had a pretty decent advantage or a pretty decent, you know, way to get back into the game, and then they ended up falling just short. And Bliss and Broking trade there. I don't see anything happening. Oh, it looks like... Oh, they're wrapping. Meat Market are wrapping.
They have flooded behind them.
Yes.
This is textbook stuff here on Granary, and Obi's about to have the Uber charge up as well. The players forward there blocking everybody from trying to block the back cap. It's going to be a 1v1. Gliss against Cheesy on last. Gliss looks like he might have the better end of it here, but Cheesy's just going to run for the point anyway. The pistol might just find it. Oh, the pistol from Cheesy actually, but then the save from Rigel. He is the only player left alive though, trying to defend this last point. Can he do it? No, not quite. And there we go. That is the 5 to 1 there in favor of Meat Market. It was quite back and forth, to be honest. There were definitely opportunities for Mad Luxurious to get into it, but they just kind of whiffed every opportunity that they had.
Yeah, it's kind of disheartening to see something like that, because in my opinion, the match was relatively close on a lot of aspects outside of Mad Luxurious losing a few mids. But I mean, there were just so many times where, you know, both teams were given a situation where they had, you know, an opportunity to make a play or an opportunity to get ahead. And I mean, both teams botched a little bit, but I mean, Meat Market made less mistakes, and that's honestly what it came down to. Like, I mean, the perfect example was one of the last fights about 5 minutes ago in the Mad Luxurious second yard. There was an Uber exchange, and after the Uber exchange, instead of backing up, Mad Luxurious like kind of start fighting in the left yard, and no one was watching Garage, no one. And Bro King comes out and just does a ton of damage. And it's things like that where you just really have to, you either need to get out or you need to be able to watch all of your angles and not have something like that happen. Because if you let that happen against, you know, a team that's pretty close against you, like what happens when you go against Froyo Tech and Clockwork just walks in for free and sees 4 people not looking at him? He's probably going to get. So it's really a matter of just learning from your mistakes here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot that they can work on though. There are definite areas. They weren't outclassed here, even though the scoreline may suggest it. They were very close. It was very back and forth. They were getting the better end of quite a few situations. It just critically the situations that they weren't getting the better end of lost them rounds. They perhaps will be improving over the course of the season. Both of these teams just came from IM. They are the IM move ups to season 20 of Invite, and we've got a lot more of season 20 left to bring you on Team Fortress TV, and left to watch and experience as well. So that'll be a lot of fun to see whether these teams do develop mad luxurious. So may end up just kind of being the bottom team in Invite unless they really step up. There aren't many of the teams that they are going to be able to beat unless they can improve their game a little bit from the performance that we saw tonight. But it'll be interesting to see how they go and whether any of them can stand up to some of the bigger teams here. But yeah, what are your thoughts as well for the rest of season 20 of Fragile? Is it shaping up to be a decent season?
Overall, yeah, I definitely think it does. I mean, like there's going to be a lot of promising talent, and I mean, again, like even when Classic Mixup died, there were fears about like, oh, Invite's going to be a joke now or stuff like that. But I mean, every single season of Invite's always going to be very competitive and down to the wire. I mean, yeah, there might be Ascent and Froyotech at the top, and you know, it might be a little bit hard to contest them. But all throughout Invite, it's always going to be really competitive. It's always going to be a close battle for the top four. So yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to seeing how everything pans out.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very good season as well. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be betting on Saloon.tf and making my fantasy team. I just made my fantasy team as well. I put in a few players from Meat Market, so I'm glad they came out with the victory. Not that I was biased or anything. Not that I was biased. I didn't place a bet this time. So yeah, we have been Sideshow, TheFragile, and Mathsad on production, bringing you Meat Market versus Mad Luxurious, which ended 5-1 on Granary Pro. We'll see you for more ESEA Season 20 Invite action next time on Team Fortress TV.